Okay, awesome. All right. All right. Thanks for being here, everybody. And thanks for your commitment to growth and your curiosity about yourselves. Um, this is super informal. You can see on the screen, these are just some of the reasons that people come to Beyond Your Brain. Really wanting a greater connection to their purpose, more authentic communication, really being who they are and standing in it. Deeper relationship with themselves, knowing themselves more intimately, understanding how to help other people shift their experience, and then, of course, deeper relationships with others. And really, we learn a lot about energy and how energy works and how to move it. And also, we start to notice how much energy our thoughts have, how much energy our beliefs have. And we then start to take more responsibility for the energy that we put out in the world because it's palpable. And on day, oh, is it day 2 or 3 of Beyond Your Brain, you actually will move a physical object with your mind. And then you will start to really get in your body how important taking responsibility for the way that you use energy in the world is. So some of you guys submitted some questions, so I thought I would answer first. Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask anything. But I want to go over a couple. So Tara is reading a book called You Are the Dream of the Universe by Katarzyna Dodd, and she wants to understand if what we do is similar to what is in this book. What this book, I looked it up, and what the book really works on, it seems, is EFT, emotional freedom, which is a tapping technique where you tap different parts of your body, and that helps you release different emotional experiences. I think EFT is a great modality. That's not what we do at Beyond Your Brain. One of the most important things we do at Beyond Your Brain is what the Tibetans call remove obscurations. Think of yourself as this bright, shiny mirror. However, there are layers on top of it: childhood traumas, societal conditioning, family conditioning, and all these things are layered, and you can't really see who you truly are. As we remove these obscurations, the things that obscure your true nature, you start to see who you truly are, which makes it much easier to release fears, release traumas, understand what your purpose is. You don't have to chase after your purpose. Your purpose comes to you. You start to feel drawn to doing different things in your life, which then over time you realize, whoa, this is my purpose and I've been doing it. So this isn't a psychological technique. This is a building and a learning how to build a rich relationship with the natural world: stone relatives, mountains, trees, grasses, plants, sun, moon, earth, sky, and dropping back into the indigenous wisdom we all have in ourselves before we got so obsessed with digital technology and so distracted, and before we forgot who we truly are. So it's a dropping into nature. It's like stepping back and down into yourself and really coming home to yourself, where anxiety, fears, etc., are profoundly reduced, and you experience much more inner stillness. And that's when all sorts of gifts, talents, skills that you didn't remember you had from past lives, etc., come forward. And your, what I call your divine inheritance, comes forward. It's quite beautiful. Let's talk about another question about stress and anxiety. When we connect to the natural world, the elements, earth, water, wind or air, and fire, and the other natural aspects of the natural world I just mentioned a few minutes ago, anxiety is reduced because we understand that we are part of everything. We are part of this grand collaboration. And I find anxiety often comes from fear. And usually below that is a fear that we aren't safe, or we don't belong, or we don't matter. And as we start to take our place, if you will, in this grand collaboration, we start to understand that everyone is playing a key role. And we start to understand what our role is. And we start to see ourselves and experience ourselves and hold ourselves so much more tenderly, because we catch glimpses of our divinity. And once you catch a glimpse of your divinity, you can't go back. You've seen too much, if you will. I'm just looking for, I received an email from one of our BYBers, and she just said she's this whole new person, and she is so much more joyful and peaceful and happy and kind, and how quickly these shifts occurred as we spent an intense weekend removing obscurations. So I'll say just a couple more things, and then we're just going to open the floor. So our path, our purpose becomes more clear when we remove all the stuff that's been in the way. When you come to BYB, we create an alchemical container that is very potent. And the alchemical container is, so alchemy, just as a refresher, right, requires a container. So the best example is boiling water. So the kettle is the container. The object to be transformed, the second thing, is water, right? And the heat, the third thing, the third component, is the stove. So you apply the heat to the alchemical container, the object to be transformed, water in this case, becomes steam. BYB is the container. The heat is all the processes, meditations, exercises we're doing together. They're from Egyptian mystery schools. They're from indigenous wisdom, from Peruvian shamanism, from Native American, and some from Dagara, West African shamanism, and a little bit of Southeast Asian techniques as well. But when we apply that heat, quote unquote, that energy, your consciousness is transformed. So that's sort of at a high level as to how it works.